Welcome in YouTube and Grim Dawn community. Today I want to present to you my newest build. This is a Reaping Arc Vitality Kabbalist. I mean, Reaping Arc is really good right now. It is part of the Ouroboros relic. It got revamped in the last patch. And that relic is basically working like Blade Arc. I mean, the ability has always worked like Blade Arc, but it had a cooldown earlier, and now it has no cooldown anymore. You can spam it, and being able to spam that ability is kind of ridiculous. There are versions that are even stronger than this specific build, that for example play this as an Aether version on a Spellbinder. That is something that I maybe will try at some point if I don't know, at some day. I'm gonna continue my Spellbinder Soul Saffron series, right, and if I get a relic like that on that guy, then I probably would try it out. It's probably gonna be very good with a Lucius Blade Arm on a Spellbinder, on an Aether Spellbinder. But yeah, this is a Vitality Kabbalist. I have also played a Vitality Ritualist version of this build, which was actually pretty good as well, and I can recommend both the Ritualist as well as the Kabbalist. I initially wanted to make this a Ritualist and make a video about the Ritualist as well. I'm just gonna like put the gameplay of the Ritualist into this video because the Ritualist well, didn't survive until today. Why did I run? I like clicked the wrong button, dude. He's like 1 HP, man. So first of all, let's check out the skill allocation for this Kabbalist. I'm gonna also put a link for the Ritualist down below as well as into the forum guide as a bonus build. So the Kabbalist is an Occultist and a Necromancer, obviously, right? And from the Necromancer tree, I would say this is kind of like your main. I mean, not really. I mean, the main is just the ability, right? So let's just start out with Occultist here. So we have Solaris Witchfire, maxed out for flat chaos, percent vitality, and attack speed. You will also convert most of the chaos to vitality on this build, so this is really good to max out. Second right, flat vitality damage, no brainer, max it out, right? Curse of Reality, 1 point here or as many as you want to feel like comfortable using this skill, and then max out vulnerability for, well, obviously that vitality resistance strat and the minus DA. 1 point Bloody Pox, maxed out wasting, mostly for the OA strat, because this build really does struggle with like OA and DA, so you want to support that like kind of low OA and DA with an ability like wasting to gain like more effective DA. 1 point Black Death, just for longer duration, and that's it. Blood of Dreeg maxed out to the max for that sweet OA. Also, more healing is never bad, so yeah, I mean, no brainer on any Occultist. 16 out of 12 Aspect of Guardian, 12 out of 12 is the minimum, and every 2 point after the soft cap is very good as well. So in this case, 16 out of 12, really good. Also gives me 100% vitality damage, and I mean 14 Physicals and 120 Poison Rest is nothing to laugh at. For the exclusive skill, now this is where you could go the other way as well. Like you could go either Occultist exclusive skill or Necromancer's exclusive skill, right? Possession is what I chose here because I really like the skill disruption protection, I really like the 18% absorption, and it has percent vitality damage as well. It has chaos rust, and it has 70 flat chaos, which you also partially convert to vitality again. Now on the Necromancer side, I have actually only a 1 point of the Bone Harvest. Ideally, you can max this out as well. You can totally like max this out. You can like pull the points down here from the mastery bar and max out the first part of Bone Harvest as well. That will be more damage for your build. But the main reason why I went for the raw stats here instead of maxing out Bone Harvest is because, yeah, this build really does struggle with OA and DA. Anyway, 1 point Bone Harvest, 1 point of the Transmitter for like more damage on the Bone Harvest at least. 1 point at the Dread for higher range on the Bone Harvest, as well as a maxed out Soul Harvest because of all the flat damage that will also be used in your Blade Arc, like your Reaping Arc, and the build also converts most of the cold damage to vitality damage as well. A maxed out Spectral Binding, this is mostly there for HP, OA, and also, well, you need to use this anyway because of a certain metal that we're gonna talk about here in a second, which also converts elemental to vitality damage and adds more flat vitality damage to this build. Then we have a maxed out Spectral Wrath. Spectral Wrath, well, no brainer, right? Vitality damage, and I mean, mostly vitality resistance shred, that's like where you take this. Everything else is kind of whatever. Call of the Grave, now this one is actually nowadays really good for acid and vitality damage Necromancers, even those that are not pet builds, right? This used to be like a pet only skill, nowadays, since like a couple of buffs ago, Call of the Grave is actually really good for any acid and vitality non-pet character as well. It is a temporary damage boost, which gives you lots of percent vitality damage and crit damage for this build. Pretty nice. Last but not least, we have Mark of Torment. You need at least 6 points into this for like maximum efficiency, right? You could pull the last 4 pots that I have in here and, for example, put them into Bone Harvest, right? Or like use these 4 and then like pull some more down here to basically max out the Bone Harvest, right? Like this. This is totally viable as well. This would be more damage. I just went kind of like for the most defensive setup here, like put down the points down here for OA and DA, and then put the remaining points to Mark of Torment for extra safety. As I said earlier, you can use Harbinger of Souls as well as an exclusive instead of the possession if you, for some reason, feel like you rather want the attack speed and the lifesteal of Harbinger of Souls, right? The percent vitality damage and flat vitality damage is roughly about the same as on possession, since like you convert the chaos and possession to vitality as well. So Harbinger gives you more lifesteal and more attack speed at the cost of 18% absorption. I chose the 80% absorption on my build. You can totally feel free to use Harbinger of Souls though instead. That should be more damage, and a softcore would always go for Harbinger on this setup. So yeah, choose whatever you would like to. Now let's talk about devotions. This is what I'm running right now. I'm running the tier 3 devotions Hungering Void and Ratosh. And then for tier 2s I'm using Wendigo and the Revenant. The Revenant for, well, flat resistance shred, Wendigo because like a pretty decent like vitality devotion as well. And also the Kraken, obviously no brainer for two-handers, and also the Solemn Watcher for like defensive ability. Tier 1 devotions that I'm using here are Bat, as well, really good healing proc, the Hawk for offensive ability, Eel for DA, Panther for OA, Lotus for just like very good affinity and physical resistance on this node over here. But yeah, like tier 1 devotions are generally always more like filler devotions, whereas the tier 3 and tier 2 are more build defining. You will notice that this is not necessarily the max attack speed setup, and also I don't have Ghoul. You can certainly play this build with Ghoul as well, because it is very weapon damage heavy, and using Ghoul on top would be a little bit safer when it comes to sustain. And you could also like try to get some attack speed on maybe like Spider or Jackal as well if you want more attack speed rather than, for example, the Wendigo proc. Like this could be dropped in my opinion as well. So there are like some other variations that you could do here with this kind of build. This is what I ran. You can replicate exactly this. You can choose something else if you want to. But yeah, I think this is a pretty good setup overall. I like this. Now let's also try to replicate this devotion setup from scratch, and also I'm gonna talk about what you could use here for leveling, both when it comes to like skills as well as for gear as well as devotions. I mean, for skills, right, I would recommend you to level this up with the Bone Harvest, right? You can check out, for example, my very recent speed leveling video for the Kabbalist, where I leveled up with Bone Harvest, right? You level up with Bone Harvest, have 1 point dread, Soul Harvest maxed out, Harvester of Death, and then you use the Coven Reaping Halberd on top, which you can find from the Forgotten Gods Watchers in Act 7. And this is like all you need for leveling, basically, right? Now for devotions, you want to use both the green and the red crossroads, right, at some point as well. I would probably recommend you to start with the red one and get the Jackal. Like the 6% total speed on Jackal is always insanely good early game, right? Really strong. You don't necessarily will need this later on, but it is so good early game. Then you want to make sure to go for Kraken. And how do you get there? Well, you need 5 green and 5 blue. Now, for greens, I would actually suggest you to go for Bat, because like you will use Bat later on anyways, and Bat is a very good sustained devotion, even early game as well. If you level with Bone Harvest, this is kind of not the best proc for it, but at least you could like level the Bat as well when you put this to Bone Harvest already. And you could also, while leveling, use Ill Omen as well, and like maybe even max out the Ill Omen to like have damage reduction and also to proc Bat, right? That's pretty nice as well for this. Now after the Bat, I would suggest you to go for the blue devotions next. Well, you need to put 1 point here to enable the blue devotions, and then you will use Eel for movement speed, DA, dodge, and so on, because you want to use Eel in your endgame setup anyway. Now we still need some more greens for Kraken, right? So for Kraken we can, for example, use the Hawk, because we're going to use the Hawk in endgame anyway, and then use the Kraken, and then once you have the Kraken, you basically have like, well, all the damage that you need for now. After the Kraken, you want to either get the Wendigo or get the Revenant, or also make your way towards the Ratosh. Now, which devotion do you go for first here is kind of up to you. You could, for example, just go for the Wendigo right away because it has physical resistance and attack speed here in this node, and then like complete this and put this to like, I don't know, Soul Harvest or Bone Harvest, right? That is certainly very, very decent to do. And how do you enable the Revenant? You can enable the Revenant by completing the Jackal, right? You complete the Jackal and then you get the Revenant Devotion. Once you have the Revenant Devotion, you will need another ability to proc this, right? But I mean, at this point, you probably have already maxed out your entire Necromancer tree and you are about to choose your secondary mastery, so either Occultist or Shaman. If you haven't done that yet, well, I mean, you could use something like Southern Souls, right, to proc that new ability, or, well, just if you go for Occultist and then like choose Curse of Reality, for example, because you like want to max out vulnerability anyway, and then use like Curse of Reality to, for example, proc the Wendigo, and then you put this on Bone Harvest. Now, once you have the Revenant, you could actually retake the Jackal again. You don't need this anymore for Affinity, and you probably don't really need a total speed that badly either anymore. Also, you could retake the Blue Devotion here, which you don't really need. Actually, I'm lying, you need to pick up the Watcher first, and once you have the Watcher, then you retake this Crossroads Devotion here. After you have the Watcher, you can also pick Lotus and Panther. And with that, you can pick the Retosh Devotion, and then bind us again to another ability, like, for example, Occultist Bloody Pox, or in the case of Shaman, like Devouring Swarm, stuff like that. Put us to Bloody Pox. And after you have, well, completed the Retosh, you can also complete the Dying God Devotion, for which you would again need another ability. So, I mean, ideally, endgame, you want like Reaping Arc on Raise the Dead, and then like Bone Harvest on Dying God. Until you get there, though, you might have to use yet another ability, like, for example, Doombolt, maybe, to proc your Dying God, right, and have like Bone Harvest on the Revenant, or use something like Siphon Souls or Ravenous Earth to proc, well, either of those abilities, right? But yeah, this is how you get to these devotions, and this is kind of like how you should also like level with the skills and the gear as well. I mean, I haven't really talked about the gear here, but I mean, all you really need is this halberd. Everything else is just whatever you find, whatever fixes your resistances, whatever is good for your build, you'll figure it out. Now, for endgame itemization, there are a couple of ways you could itemize a character like this. You can see that the Cabalist version that I'm playing right now actually uses the Shadow Realm set, as well as the Nightbringer. On the Ritualist, I was using the Wild Blood Crusher and the Blood Knight set. There are also some variations that you could do, like on a Cabalist, where you like do, I don't know, like only 3-piece Blood Knight set, and then use like a different shoulder piece to gain even more physical resistance, and stuff like that. There are ways to like get some flexibility here. But yeah, in the end, this is what I am playing right now on this Cabalist, so let me talk about this. Right. Nightbringer converts Elemental to Vitality and Acid to Vitality damage. We have a Signet of the Fallen for Vitality Resistance Shred, and a Curse Bearer for additional Vitality Resistance Shred, also +2 to Spectral Wrath, and Vulnerability is just insane. And the Signet of the Fallen also has insane attack speed for Ring, and also flat Vitality damage, so yeah, perfect fit for a build like this. Shadow Realm set, right, like self-explanatory, just there for tankiness, HP, which kind of Cabalist lacks compared to Ritualist. Like Ritualist has more innate HP than Cabalist. On the other side, Cabalist has the Flat Absorption from Possession if you choose to pick that one. So yeah, Shadow Realm set does help a lot with HP and also CC resistances, which are kind of hard to get on a Vitality build in general, so this is not too bad. Then we have the Mythical Voldrant Talons. Well, these are literally the only gloves in the game that have both attack speed as well as % vitality damage. So yeah, they're pretty good here. Also +2 to Possession. If you choose to go for Possession, make these like even better again. Now, you want to use a Lunar Valgoth Wasteguard, right? +1 Necromancer on this build, and this also converts Chaos to Vitality. You can see that my roll for Chaos to Vit conversion is horrible. You can roll up to 60% on this, and that's gonna be a lot better when it comes to like damage. On the other side, this boss, right, Lunar Valgoth, she's a pain to farm. At least the main campaign. I mean, in Crucible or Shadow Realm you also get the spell, but it's random there, so yeah, overall, like, it's very, very hard to get a good belt like this. Especially with like fitting affixes, like you need of readiness or something like that to like keep OA and DA to like a somewhat reasonable number. I mean, you can see that's still kind of bad. It's, I don't know, OA and DA is really hard to like get on a build like this, honestly. And then we have the Rime-Frost prefix just there for additional resistances. The cold damage obviously is useless. But yeah, like getting a build like this with usable resistances, OA, DA, and also good conversion is super hard. So don't be too picky with these builds. Even with a build like this, the performance is okay. Basically, a mandatory item for this build is the Namadea's Eye, right? The Namadea's Eye is a kind of new monster frequent from the Namadea boss inside the Cellar of Bearholm, so you can only farm this item if you are hostile with Bearholm. That's literally the only way you can farm this, because it actually apparently doesn't even drop in Crucible or Shadow Realm as well. I think that's actually true as well, yeah, that's pretty crazy. So we got a Oculus of the Drangul here. Of the Drangul suffix is kind of like of Readiness, but the rare version gives you like additional armor on top. So if you have of Readiness instead, it's totally fine as well. Oculus prefix is kind of bad. I mean, in my case, I got lucky enough to get +2 wasting on it, which is like more OA shred, so that's really good actually. But generally, you can get a very much better affix, like prefix, than Oculus shred. But yeah, the Namadea's Eye itself has flat vitality, percent vitality, elemental to vitality conversion to spectral binding, which we're obviously using, so we have additional 30% conversion on this metal, and also it has innate flat vitality and percent vitality damage, so it is basically the perfect fit for a build like this. For the pants we're using Reaper Laggards. I actually have Demonic of Readiness, which are, again, actually pretty sick. It's not quite as hard to farm these pants in my opinion compared to Donald Valgoth Wasteguard, because these do drop actually a lot in SR and Crucible. I would say like more than this build for some reason. And also you could farm Reaper in the main campaign, and that's probably more enjoyable than farming this build, to be honest. And yeah, this one, like Demonic Prefix, gives me Pierce Rest and Stun Rest, I believe, and also like OA and Vitality and Chaos Damage, so that's pretty good. And of Readiness gives me like additional OA and DA on top. Also these pants have like a base of +3 to Soul Harvest, putting Soul Harvest up to, well, 19 points, not 22. That would be ideal, but yeah, 19 at least. So yeah, they are like insanely good here as well. Then we have got these boots, right? Bone Shattered Threads, Fizziness, Slow Rest, Lively Stress, and like generic Vitality damage. Not too bad. I would say these are mostly there for like Slow Rest as well as Fizziness, which is actually really good on the Kabbalas, right? 63% Fizziness on a Kabbalas is pretty insane with the Shadow Realm status as well as like Blood of Dreeg. This is way more than a Ritualist could get. However, Ritualist has, I would say, probably overall a little bit more damage. I mean, you can kind of like get away using Blood Nut set on Ritualist better than on a Kabbalas, because like Ritualist has just a way bigger HP pool even without SR set. And also Ritualist can use the like Wild Blood Crusher a lot better than Kabbalas, because, well, Wild Blood Crusher only has +2 to Shaman and nothing to Occultus and nothing to Necro either. But at least Kabbalas has that Fizziness going for it, right? Last but not least, certainly not least in this case, because it is the main item, the main ability of this build, right? Uroburg's Reaping is the relic. +1 all skills to Necro, attack speed, HP, lifesteal, flat vitality damage, and then the juicy thing, right? The Reaping Arc. This ability will get nerfed like a little bit on the next hotfix, whenever that's gonna come. I'm pretty sure it will still be viable, because they're gonna like reduce the main hand damage just a little bit. And it is kind of ridiculous right now, right? This main hand damage percent is basically the same as like a completely maxed out Blade Arc. And I mean, this is a relic ability, right? A relic ability should never be as strong as a fully maxed out like skill from a skill tree, right? So I mean, because it doesn't need the same investment. So this is pretty sick. My completion bonuses obviously suck, right? But you can't use any weapon pool skills with a skill like Reaping Arc, so if you get a better completion bonus, that would be, well, better than this. But yeah, this still works somewhat, and I didn't want to like craft another one, so this is fine for now. That's fine. Oh yeah, the movement ability, right, we're using Rune of the Dark Progenitor. This one has flat away and DA shred, 170 actually of it, as well as Chaos damage and main hand damage. Again, we convert some of the Chaos damage. This is actually a very good, like, perfect movement ability on this kind of character, at least if you like these jump abilities. If you don't like them, then I guess you're not gonna use them. But yeah, it has additional OA and DA shred, which is really good for this build. Like, it helps you with OA and DA a lot. And yeah, it actually has insane damage as well. Like, just spam this if you're fighting a boss, like, and you don't need to disengage. Like, just spam this in his face as well. Like, it's actually worth to use this over just like spamming Reaping Arc. Alright, now let me just show you a quick dummy kill time, and then I'm gonna roll some clips from when I play this character on my stream. Note that this is not necessarily a like fully DPS version of the spell, right? This is a little bit more tweaked towards hardcore and survivability. Because of, for example, as Art said, right? You can play this with Blood Knight set instead and your damage will be better than this. But yeah, you still get around like 25, 26, 27 seconds damage time on this, so that's still like pretty decent. And I really like this build a lot. If you play Blood Knight set, you also have the pets from the Blood Knight set, which look really cool. You don't only have the skeletons, you would have the entire Blood Knight set pets as well. Yeah, it's kind of sad that this build actually doesn't have that. I really would like to play Cabalist with the Blood Knight set as well, but with the greens that I had, at least, I didn't get above like 12.5 KHP, so yeah, I don't know. I feel like you, for a melee character like this, you want maybe like 13, 14 KHP at least with Blood Knight set. And also good resistances, right? If you can manage to get to that with your greens or like with maybe another devotion setup even, like maybe my setup's not ideal for that, then yeah, go for it. It's really nice. Anyway, thank you so much for watching and enjoy the following clips as well.
You're going to love this. Trust me, what you're seeing now is my normal state. This is a Super Saiyan. And this is what is known as a Super Saiyan that has ascended past a Super Saiyan. You can just call this a Super Saiyan 2.
What a useless transformation. You've changed your hair, so what?
Just wait.
21 KHP, seems good.
Really found a way to surpass an ascended Saiyan. Is that possible?
He must be bluffing. I mean, what's that bacon? Double it?
And this.
Alright. Imagine doing this music for Locar in 2K21, right? Let's see. But he can crit me, I am pretty sure about that. Yeah, I can't crit him, right? Oh well, I mean, Vitality doesn't need to crit. Just need to survive. Why did I read that? Arcane Undo, why did I read that? It's just... Like, that's kind of what he says, but... Energy... 3... Where's my HP pot? I mean, energy pot. Do I have a energy pot running? Like a Royal Jedi for energy? Alright, approaching Half-Life. Approaching Half-Life 3, right? Alright, whenever he uses the eye now, we're gonna Mako Torment. Like now. Ah, that should do. You're so smart. What? Why? Or did it do no damage? Dude, why do I need to deal no damage there? What's happening? Did I like misclick or something? Oh my god. This is deja vu from last Ritualist, man. Die, mega near. Fuck off. Man, why do I not heal enough sometimes? Do I have like no Harbinger of Souls? Is that why it is so low? Dude, how can I not freaking face tank it? Why is this not that good, man? Holy shit, why was it so hard though? My hands are sweating. Is this build supposed to be broken? Yeah, I mean, not broken enough apparently. DA and OA is like, I mean, I'm getting crit all the time, that's probably why, right? I needed 2 clusters as well. I mean, yeah, the A is weak against Ravager, like, it would have been way easier if I had like 3k DA and like not being able to like... I mean, honestly, wait. No, I think I just fucked up, like... Ah, shit. It's barely not enough DA, right? 270. If I used another Ira's Blood for another 70 DA, right? I would have had like 2.8 almost, and then with this it would be over 3k DA, right? But yeah, of Mines has the A Shrine, so because it's of Mines it didn't matter anyway. Like, if this was of Flesh or of Souls, right, I could have used like another DA augment, and then I would have been fine with wasting. I would have never gotten crit, right? Because it's of Mines, yeah, that doesn't work, that strategy. And in here, you should also crank up the music. And we should chunk some pots as well. Dude, as well as shredding through the Bourbon clones though, what the fuck? Tainted clone. Where's the other guy? Yeah, now it's getting kind of scary. Now we got like the harder clones. There are even like too many clones. I mean, as long as we can love leech, it should be fine. Final form already? No. It's not even his final form. Alright, this is actually the final form. Alright, I mean, this boss is actually really easy for this character though, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, did it. And here you get this very interesting item. I still have the pots from Bourbon Find, let's just try to kill him. Oh my god, dude, was it blocking the view? He actually crits pretty hard as well, right? He has very high way. And just like Ravager, this guy enrages at half-life. Okay, half-life incoming. Gotta use some Mark of Torment here. Yikes, why does he do so much damage, dude? He's critting for too much, right? I don't have enough day on this build, that's not good bullshit. What's happening here? I gotta jump. I gotta like jump to not get crit or something. Fuck. Also pots, Wonka. Yeah, the pots are running out. We will have to reapply the pots, I guess. Yep. Let's reapply pots. Where is he? Where the fuck is he there? Oh, there he is. Also, freaking Cloud is kind of annoying, right? The Cloud is like so much damage as well. Pretty annoying. Yeah, not quite fast enough to kill him with the remaining pots there. But I kind of unnecessarily slowed down the kill time here for the skill, but whatever. It's fine. It's not like we're trying to break any records in a way. Alright, there we go. Smoke Drogon down. Seems good. Okay. So the build is ready. Yeah, 294k DPS now. It's like almost 300k. What is this, dude? Okay, let's check a double kill time real quick. Like usually, Blade Arc, which blade is spam? Spam Arc actually. Yeah, it's like 200 seconds. Yeah, it's pretty busted, obviously. Alright. So, how did we die? Ravager? Well, it's 198% without Savagery up. Oh. Wait, do I need Savagery then? I mean, I need it for Away. Like, Away in D is Omega scuffed on this build. I have off Drangul, off attack. It's like still scuffed, dude. What is this? You need Savagery as well for the Fizzus, right? Like, you just need it. You can't play without it. Okay, can I like... I'm gonna die to Ravager crits though, right? Abandon if it's of souls? Yeah. I mean, just go outside of the pools, right? It's of mines, Omega. Sure crit. 847k. Might be a Bone Harvest though. Right? Bone Harvest probably crits higher than the Spam Arc. Wait, of mine, so like I need Fire Res, I need Lightning Res. I should probably like use Vitras nevertheless, right? Also this character is so old it still has like Grim Eternal spots. That's how old this character is, holy shit. Yeah, if you play with Grim Eternals you can like stack up potions up to 100, I mean 1000 I think, like 999 or something like that. So yeah, that's why this character has these kind of bottles. Oh, also should like maybe like get the Era's blood. I mean, get the second bloodied crystal first, right? Okay. Let's see how this works here. I'm not so sure about this. Not gonna lie, dude, why is it so flashy, everything? Yeah, mine is scary, man. Like, if this was a flash, it would be like way easier, I feel like. Also, wait, the build doesn't even have Ghoul, man. Oh boy, the eye, dude. I mean, damage is good, but like... He's gonna like crit me or something, and then I'm... Oh my god, dude, I'm fucking panicking already. What am I doing, dude? When does he do his freaking eye? Dude, this build is way too flashy, man. Monka. Monka. Oh shit, dude. Why do I start engaging him when he has the eye again, man? Like, what am I doing? Fuck. Oh man, dude. Dude, he has the eye again. Are you kidding me? Every single time, man. Like, why? Yeah, this build is kinda sketchy, man, I don't know. Would not recommend, would not recommend. Hello? Can you hear, please? Why did I run? I like clicked the wrong button, dude. He's like 1 HP, man. Are you fucking kidding me? I choked so fucking hard there, dude. What is this? Alright, that's at least content, right? This is at least content. Fuck my life, dude. This was like the worst rip in history of rips, man. Like literally the worst rip in history of rips, man. Like, yeah, thanks for the prime. Overcautious. Played worse than you. Basically, yeah. Dude, what is this, man? He had like 1 HP, right? I thought I can like burst him down here. Like, look at this, right? Like, what am I doing? I'm like clicking behind him. I'm choking so hard. I'm like clicking over here now, like moving there. Like, just kill him. Like, what am I doing, right? Look at this jump. What is this? Oh my god, they're like stuck because of the totem. And of course, like, once he hits me once there, right? Like, he hits me once there, and I'm not healing because I'm like jumping on a totem. Keep tanking him with I. The thing is, like, I think it would have worked actually. Like, the lifesteal is there. It's just, yeah. Oh my god, what is this? It's like the joke of the century, man.